Hi all, welcome to the Comic-Con India Pop Culture Forum of 2020, the digital edition, brought to you by the Maruti Suzuki Arena. I'm Tanya Datta, and as some of you already know, the Pop Culture Forum is an annual conference that we hold to bring together the best and the brightest in the pop culture industry in India. So from publishing to retail to entertainment to gaming and more. And apart from some awesome panels, we also host the annual Comic-Con India Industry Awards, which celebrates the best in comics and pop culture in the country. So usually we have this as an invite-only live event, but considering the pandemic, this situation has actually given us the opportunity to bring you guys the forum digitally. And thanks to our partners at Maruti Suzuki Arena, we're able to show you guys all of our panels and just showcase the best in pop culture in the country. So as you scroll through our playlist, you'll see all of our other panels, as well as interactions with our Comic-Con India Industry Awards winners, which is very exciting for us. So now on to our current panel. One of the biggest attractions at Comic-Con India is cosplay. And the cosplayers are at the heart of the community. I mean, in 2011, when we just started off our first show, we had about an odd 15 cosplayers, and some of our team were also cosplaying. So as you can tell, it was a very new concept to our Indian fans. And at the time, the goal was to just encourage our fans to join in. So fast forward to now, where there are thousands of fans participating and cosplaying in each of our shows every year. And the cosplay community is just thriving with clubs and organizations that have opened all across India. And with the establishment of the Indian Championship of Cosplay, we now have legit pro cosplayers that represent India. I mean, cosplay or costume play, it really is an art form. And today we're going to talk about the journey of a cosplayer with one of our very special panelists. He's been cosplaying since 2011. He started off as an amateur and over the years turned pro. And he's actually won the Indian Championship of Cosplay for 2 years. So he's our current reigning champion. And he just attended the Crown Championship of Cosplay in Chicago, representing India. So joining us to talk about cosplay is our very own champion cosplayer, Samir Bandela. Thank you so much for joining our panel, Samir.
It's my pleasure.
Us. I'm just gonna dive right in and ask you, how was the Crown Championship of Cosplay? How was that experience?
I mean, obviously it's like the biggest stage in cosplay. Like every cosplayer, that's the dream. That's the place to be. So I'm really happy. Like I got a chance to be there for a second time. I mean, it was like absolutely amazing to meet all the crafters over there, to see the kind of work and the level of quality that is there. It's really motivating me. I mean, I think last time I went there, it was it was what pushed me to do this more seriously and pursue it like professionally. And this time, I know like I have to really up my game a lot. I mean, I've constantly been trying to up my game, but now I need to just pedal to the metal.
Totally. And what was your costume? Could you tell us about the costume?
Yes, this is the head of my costume.
Oh.
So my character was Xenos from Final Fantasy XIV, and I just fell in love with the design. So I am a sculptor. Like that's my background. I really love sculpting, and this character had a lot of details in it, which required it's a very complex looking costume. So.
Yeah.
What I really loved about why I chose this character was that there were so many places that I had to so much detail that I can put in there, and so many different materials that I got to experiment with. That has been a theme with me. Like I always pick up a character. Some the character that I choose are not very popular, they're kind of obscure. So the reason behind that is I like to choose characters with which I can experiment. I can use new type of mediums and materials. And with this, I got to work with fiberglass, with resin. I made a sword. First time I worked in 3D printing. One of the sword was 3D printed. One of the sword was cut out of acrylic. One of the sword was made out of wood. So yeah, I went all out with this costume, and I'm really satisfied with the costume. I just loved it.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. I thought they were amazing. And like, how
Thank
long did
you.
it take for you to make it actually?
Like it took me close to 4 months. I mean, So initially, that was initially like before I brought the costume on BCC, and after that, after I like it was announced that I won
Yeah.
ICC and I'm going to C22. That was like another month of grueling work, like where I was working night and day to make upgrades to my costume and change things. So you can say like 5 months in total.
Wow, that's insane. And you plus you already went there already, so you knew what you were like gonna go. You had to like up the
Yeah,
game.
exactly. And I'm really happy. Like the kind of reception that I got from my costume, like the people that are my idol, and like they actually appreciated my costume a lot, and I was really happy about that.
That's awesome, man. And I also heard that you were there and then stuck there for the months of the pandemic. Like you went in February and then this
I was
happened.
Like complete 4 months.
Oh my goodness. Could you tell us about that? Like and we're so happy to have you back, by the way, in Steve.
Definitely, you could say I kind of got a taste of the American life. It was really difficult at first because first of all I needed to figure out like my stay and everything.
Wow.
I had already planned for like I have means and the places that I was going to stay for a month. All those plans got cancelled. Like I was going to go to LA, I was going to go to San Francisco and all those places, but the lockdown happened when I was like midway in my travels, so I had to figure out like. And Miami at that point was like spring break going on there, so
that was something else.
It was like a huge crowd like came over there, so I really panicked. Like okay, so that time it was really increasing, so I had to figure out quickly where to go. Luckily, I have a few friends in the US, so I contacted one of them, and he was kind and generous enough to allow me to stay at his place for 4 months. I'm really glad that I got a chance to do that. And but I think it was the very first month I was really troubled because I was trying to figure out a way to constantly come back, and they were because the initial lockdown was for 2 weeks, but it got extended a week and a week and a week and a week. So that kind of impatience that you get
went on. It was like, oh, lockdown one. Oh no, wait a minute, no.
Yeah, it's not done. It's not done yet. So, but after I realized that this is going to be a long-term thing now, and I'm stuck here for some time. After that, I started to find ways to keep myself productive and keep my mind from away from all the because I was watching the news all the time, and it's all like in US was especially the hardest hit area.
Yes. In the beginning, US was very scary. We were
exactly
from here, and we're like, oh my god. What's happening there?
Like everyone in my family and everyone was like constantly messaging me, are you okay, are you fine? I'm like, luckily I was in an area which was not in a very like red zone kind of a place. So it was okay, and I started learning a few things. I started learning sketching, painting. I already made plans for my next 4 cosplays. So I used the time well and
beneficial somewhat all this time.
So it was okay. Like in the end, I think I really got to enjoy a very different kind of life over there.
Yeah.
For 4 months, so I think it was a very valuable experience.
Did you really feel like a resident there? Like you were living there now? Like it was like
I mean, when I came back, because whenever I would go outside, like the driver's seat is on the left hand over there, and I used to sit on the right. Those things, like I got confused about it for a week or something.
Okay.
I would say like out of the 4, 1 month was really tough, but the rest of the 3 months were like okay, and I got to like. They have some really amazing food and snacks over there. So that's where the majority of my time went.
Wow. So sounds somewhat enjoyable. Overall enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
A little bit rocky.
But making best of what I had.
Exactly. Yeah, you just accepted it. That's all we ended up doing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
First we were like wondering like, oh, is it gonna lift? Oh no, wait, the situation looks like it's getting worse and worse. So let's just accept we're just gonna be home.
I'm really thankful though, like that even though all this time like Comic Con India and Sonal were like always checking on me. So yeah, it was good. So I was really scared for a bit, like if I will be able to make it back somehow. But
yeah, how was that travel experience? Like coming back?
It was horrible. Honestly, it was really horrible. I mean, the 3 months didn't give me as much anxiety as the very last day. I mean, I think I understand it's a very difficult time, but I think it was a bit mismanaged at airport. I mean, after I came out
Did
of
you have the
it,
suit and all? Did you have the suit and all, or
no,
just
no, 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 no. I mean, in the flight, like there was no service or something. Like we got like food packets and everything, which was on our seat, and like everyone like throughout the airport and everyone was in like hazmat suits. So I was kind of feeling like if you have seen ET, that last scene where where they seal their house and everyone is in hazmat suit and that kid is going there. So I was kind of feeling like that. And it was really spooky at first, like what's happening, and then I have to wear the mask constantly. So my flight was at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I reached airport at 6 a.m. Because I knew that I had a lot of luggage, so it
yeah.
might be a problem. So I reached there at 6 a.m. So 6 a.m. to 12, so basically 6 hours plus 15 hours in flight, and then after landing, we were stuck at the airport for 8.5 hours. So I was wearing the mask literally for almost 30 hours, and it was
It's
like,
good that you were wearing a mask. Like,
yeah, I had to. I mean,
for keeping
yeah,
it. I know it's
exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, I think the most difficult part was like keeping that mask on for that much time, and you like always, and you're used to like wiping your sweat or something like that. I'm not touching my face at all. So yeah, I think that was a bit difficult, and like being at airport for 8.5 hours, like that was really test of patience.
But I'm really glad that you're just like back now. Now you can relax. Now you don't have to think about like you don't have to
Yeah, I've been chilling at home now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one thing though. I mean, even back now, I think the biggest challenge for me right now is figuring out what to do. Because, I work in mostly entertainment and event industry. So all the shootings are stopped, all the events are not
Yeah.
happening. So yeah, I'm kind of finding.
I know, and everyone. It's all like in the air right now.
Exactly.
We're just waiting for things to get back.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, why don't you tell us about when you started, like all the way back in 2011? I want to hear about that because I heard you were a volunteer for Comic Con,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you cosplayed as well. Like, how did that happen?
I think I was when I was already interested in cosplay a bit because I used to be a crafter before this.
Oh,
And
wow.
I didn't cosplay before, but I used to like make small things. I used to make sculptures and all. So when I came, and I was a big huge geek. Like I was on into games and movies and comics and everything. So when I came to know that Comic Con was happening in India, I was like really excited about it. So me and a friend of mine, like we registered to be volunteers because we didn't want to miss the chance. And I think I was pretty much the first cosplayer on the venue.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I was a volunteer, right? So we came at like in the morning, and I was so pumped. I brought my Rorschach costume, and so the Comic Con was like, okay, Cole, you're in a costume, so you just go around, talk to people, get them excited about the con. I'm like, okay, that's fun. So, but for the first few hours, like there were a few other volunteers who were cosplaying and me. So I was like really freaked out. Okay, I'm the one who's in a costume. So what's happening? But yeah, I think towards the end, when like a lot more cosplayers came, it was really fun, and I'm really happy that I got to be a part of this from the very beginning. I feel like the Comic Con in India is like a big part of my life. I think everything that's happening in my life since that point has been dictated by Comic Con. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
So, yeah, I actually got this. So this is the first time I won like the grand champion.
Oh my goodness!
This is from the third Comic Con. You can see here.
Oh my god, that is so cool!
Yeah. I won a trip to Dubai, but I didn't have a passport that time. So
oh my god! So how did you make it happen?
yeah, I was not able to go.
You weren't able to go home.
Yeah, I was really sad.
Yeah, but that's so cool to see that. I mean, yeah, and you were there from the very beginning. Like, what was your first costume?
My first costume was Rorschach.
Oh yes.
Then the first one I won with was Spawn.
Oh wow.
And at that time, I was like really proud of it. And now when I look at it, I'm like, what is this trash? But
No, but really, the judges saw something as well. So.
Yeah. I think it's been cosplay has been the major driving force behind everything in my life since the past at least 4 or 5 years. I used to be a photographer, and when I started taking, like I said, when I won at C2 the last time, I still used to cosplay as a hobby, and I was working as a photographer and like filmmaker. But then when I went over there, I was like, this is something that I really enjoy, and I feel like myself when I'm cosplaying, which is like surprising, ironic.
Yeah. What is that? What about cosplay actually like really speaks to you?
Sorry, I lost you there for a second.
What about cosplay?
Sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So what about cosplay like speaks to you, and that's still like a driving force for you? Like, what is that element about cosplay?
I think the biggest thing that I've realized about cosplay, personally for me, I'm a crafter. Like I love making things, and I love the tangible feeling of things. And this is something that is very new in India. So initially, when I took up cosplay, it was because I thought it was a like wonderful opportunity, something new. But what I eventually realized was like it is the best way. I think what people don't realize is how effective cosplay is to help you mentally in your mental health. I mean, when I was in college, towards the end, I was like really, I was really troubled. Like everyone is like towards the end of college, everyone is troubled. Like especially feel like what do I do? Because we don't have a really straight career path, right? So I was like very troubled. Like what should I do and what should I go into next? And it was very taxing on me. But when I started cosplaying, I realized like how wonderful I felt. Not just that, like I was able to. I was initially not able to find people who were of like my wavelength and people who are interested in things like me. And luckily, I was still like I'm sort of an out like not an introvert. Like I'm a bit of an extrovert, so it's okay for me. But I've seen so many people like my friends. So I had a few friends who were also going through such struggles, and were finding it difficult to connect with people and all this. So I asked all of them to like, okay, just try cosplay with me and just see what happens, like if you like it or not. And I am very happy to say like all the people that I have pushed to cosplay have like really found a second family in this community. I mean, cosplay community is filled with amazing people because no one is judging over here. No one is, you can do whatever you want to do, and everyone is very extremely supportive. So I think that the community is the biggest thing that pulls me to cosplay again and again. I mean, I love meeting new people. I love meeting people who are like-minded, and it has helped me like tremendously in gaining the confidence. Because I have been to the World Championship twice now, and like it doesn't definitely like good for your confidence. I'm like, okay, cool, I can. And these things are so difficult, and like this costume, especially when I initially looked at it, I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off. Like there's so many things going in here, but because I have like done such things in cosplay before, it has helped me to not be afraid of failure. I mean, I try it. If it fails, it's fine. I try it again. I try it again. I try it again. So it has given me that confidence to pursue whatever I want to do and not be afraid of like what the outcome will be. I know if I put in enough effort and time, I will eventually get it. So yeah, I think it has helped me in a lot of ways.
That's beautiful, man. Like even I cosplayed for one of the Comic Cons. I did not make it. I just wore it, but I felt fierce. So I totally understand what you're saying. Like that confidence.
That's how you start. That's how you start. That's how the addiction comes.
Oh, totally. I can feel it.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I just wanted to actually ask you about the community, the cosplay community in India. Like, how do you see it growing further? And if you can tell us a bit about it.
I mean, I think cosplay community in the recent few years has become like really, it's a big community now. I won't say it's a small community now. Compared to other countries, maybe, it's small in the sense that not a lot of people are doing it like full-time or professionally as compared to the outside, but a lot of cosplayers now. I mean, 3-4 years back, you would get like maybe 5 or 6 people who are competing for the main competitions and prize, right? Nowadays, like in every city, there's like at least 7 or 8 people who have heavy, very good costumes. So I think a lot of people have started taking cosplay more seriously and started to see the opportunities that it can give you, and especially again like the benefits and the fun the community is. So I'm really happy about that. Especially, obviously, the community is going to keep growing because nerd culture is the prime driving force in the whole world. The comic movies are the highest earning movies. The gaming has increased so much in India in the past few years, especially PUBG and all those things. So I think people are realizing like getting access to other parts of modes of entertainment, basically not just Bollywood movies. So I think it's really cool, and the community is really supportive. I mean, all the old cosplayers like me and all the other people who have been competing for years. So we love to see new and upcoming cosplayers who are like putting in so much in effort. And whenever anyone approaches us for help, like we are more than happy to do it. So yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with how the community is growing.
Yeah, totally. And like
It's
for
going to
the people who
continue.
are watching right now, the fans who are interested in cosplay but haven't made that step yet, like what tips could you give them for starting out and creating their costumes?
See, if you cosplay, you can win competitions and you can get to meet such awesome people. Right?
Oh, that's sick! That's
Oh
awesome!
yeah, I completely forgot to show these two things. It just clicked my mind. So this was the highlight of my
Oh
season.
my god.
So this is
That is
Adam
so
Hughes.
cool.
Yeah, this is Adam Hughes, and he was like the host of MythBusters. So this guy was like really responsible for really pushing me to cosplay. I saw his video back then, and I was like, I'm a big fan of him. He's an amazing guy. And then
Amazing.
William Shatner.
I know. That is the coolest.
And last time when I went, I got to meet Stan Lee. So if you need any motivation, it's that cosplay allows you to travel and meet people.
My god,
Yeah,
that's so
I mean, that's I think one of the biggest thing that I really enjoy. Yeah, so that I mean, I last before US, I've been to China and I've been to Malaysia. Don't worry, I went to China last year, like much before any of this happened. So yeah, I went to China and I went to Malaysia, and because of cosplay, I have friends in almost all the countries in the world. I mean, it gives you the biggest market, biggest audience, right? I mean,
so much exposure.
thing because all these amazing creations and pieces of fiction are not limited to one country or one language. So if I'm cosplaying Iron Man or Captain America or something, everyone knows it, and all the fans who know it approach me and they talk to me. So I really really love the fact that I have been able to meet so many people and interact with people from all the kinds of different culture because of cosplay. So I think those are the, like when you were talking about community, this is the biggest thing. Like our community is not like a limited to one country now. I think every cosplayer in the world is part of one big community. Everyone is supporting each other, and everyone is like just geeking out on all the things. So, yeah, I mean, if you're talking about people who are new to cosplay, I would say, I mean, just try it once. I understand that sometimes it feels a bit weird. It's like in India, it's still a very new concept, and a lot of people don't understand the ideology behind it. Like, why should I do it? And
Yeah.
so the thing is, you can't understand it unless you have tried it. You just do. It's an acquired taste, but it's something that really changes life.
Yeah. Once you get a taste of it, you just have to.
Once you get a taste of it. Yeah.
So could you actually tell us about your process building a costume? Could you tell us step by step?
So basically, when the most difficult part actually of cosplaying is choosing a cosplay. Because see, if you are building something which takes us months, right? You're putting in so much time and investment. The choosing what to make is like actually takes a lot of time. And once you have done that, I make it sure that I choose something that I absolutely know I would like put all my into. Because I don't want to like pick something, okay, maybe it's popular, maybe some people like it, I'll get some, good response on internet or something like that. Now, when I choose a character like that, sometimes half the way I lose my motivation. So I pick a character that I really want to do, and something that I will teach me a lot of things. Once that is done, I think the biggest part is figuring out how everything works. What I mean by that is, like for this costume, like this costume was very, it was not huge in size of terms, but it had a lot of things going on. Like it had three swords, it had like a gun holster which rotates, and everything was like huge in size. So I need to figure out how to make everything, bearable, that it doesn't become too heavy on me. Like if I make something absolutely beautiful, but I'm not even able to wear it, doesn't make any sense. So I have to figure out how to translate that design from the game or the movie into the real world. Sometimes I have to change proportions for it. Sometimes I have to, reduce some details or, change the size of like in this costume. If the guy in the game is about like 7.5 feet, and everything like his shoulder is like this broad, and I don't have that huge shoulders. It's impossible.
Yeah,
So
great.
I had to,
Really put a
yeah, I
lot.
had to scale down everything. I had to make it more proportionate to a real human being. And then on top of that, I had to, I had to do some padding, and I have to figure out where I need to pad so that the proportion still maintains. I mean, I'm changing the dimensions, but I want the character to look like that,
Yes.
and not like a dwarf or something. So I had to figure it. Once I figured all of that out, then I start working on a 3D model. I mean, for a complicated character like this, a lot of time we do a lot of work in freehand when there are like parts which are like simple in shape. But for a costume like this, because it had so many different cuts and everything going on in there, like if you can see the inside of this helmet, like there's so many pieces in there,
And
there's so
also
many
to make it like breathable and like comfortable for all those hours that you're wearing it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I have to do the designing in a way that I can, transfer it from digital to like real world. I think this is the biggest part. And once that is done, I start on the construction, which takes months, and then another most biggest part is finishing, because a good costume, when construction is fine, if you haven't painted it good or you haven't done the finishing really well, it doesn't look good. So painting takes like almost as much time. Painting and finishing and all those things take as much time as constructing the costume. And the last part is basically harnessing how the costume goes on me, and that is something which is actually really difficult if you are doing a costume like this. I mean, if you're doing a costume which has more cloth based armor, like it's a cloth based costume, is basically you're wearing a costume. So, but if you're doing an armor, and especially an armor which has a lot of pieces which are like unproportional and not, how a regular armor would be. So figuring out how to put the costume together so that you can still move around, like it has some mobility and it's comfortable to sit or something like that, and it doesn't fall off. So that is basically one of the biggest challenges. Everything is a big challenge when you're cosplaying. Sorry.
But
So
the passion is there, so it's totally worth it.
yes, that's why I said, like, when you're choosing a project like this, it's absolute lose motivation in the middle, like, because I think the biggest skill you need while cosplaying is patience. You need to be really patient about everything, and because you fail, especially you won't learn in anything. That I think that goes with everything. If you're trying to acquire a new skill, you will fail and you'll have to do the hit and trial thing, right? So, and that is something which happens in cosplay a lot. So yeah, just being patient is what like takes most man to it again. That kind of thing.
So guys, those who are watching there know that this is not easy. Make sure that you're totally into it. I mean, I'm sure with the first costume though, you can go easy on yourself.
I mean, like, see, it depends. Like, I won't say everyone. Yeah, I won't say everyone should cosplay for competing.
Yeah.
Because like I take it way too seriously now. And
now that you're one, you're like, I've got a taste.
I have to keep a standard. I have to keep. Like the next thing should be better than the last one.
Yeah.
So yeah, and actually that is a big what can you say issue. I mean, it gives a lot of tension sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine. That sounds.
Yeah, my next costume needs to be better than this. Like, how do I do that? I'm running out of characters now. But you don't have to do it for competition. Like, you can do it for fun. Like how I said, like a lot of people in India, I think the community is really big now. A lot of people are doing like having a lot of fun while cosplaying. I'm particularly just talking about when you're cosplaying to compete, or when you're a crafter, talking about that.
So could you tell us actually what you're working on next, or is it a secret?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit.
I am actually again. I'm kind of stuck between two characters, but I actually have a figure of one of the characters that I'm really want to see the character.
Yes, totally.
This is basically Doom guy from the new game Doom Eternal.
Oh, that's gonna be so cool.
So yeah, this is what is in my list next, and I really wanted to, work more on my foam skills. Like till now, the most of the characters that I've done are mostly very organic, and this is a very armor cosplay. And I just go for a lot of electronics going on. Like he has this Predator sort of a turret and everything. Let's see how it works.
You're gonna put some lights in as well.
Oh yeah. Like it will have lighting, visor, chainsaw, like all the kind of random brutal shit.
That's the coolest thing about cosplay. There's just so many elements you can just bring in or like focus on and like really just perfect if you're really trying to do this.
Yeah. I mean, and especially in competitions like C2E2, I think they give a lot of emphasis on innovation and creativity. I mean, they don't mind if you're going above and beyond the character. Like, I might have a simple character, but if I put my own spin on it, like I have added elements in it to like make it more beautiful. I have added jewelry, texture, whatever. They really appreciate it. So, in that sense, like I have a lot of freedom with this costume. So I'm really happy about that. Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting! Can't wait to like see it.
Yes.
Also, could you actually share with us outside of cosplay, like a little bit about your life, what you do outside of cosplay?
So, like I said, I actually am someone who is really interested in all kinds of art form because like I have my background in animation. So when I was doing animation, my focus that time was filmmaking and animation. I really love motion animation. So I think at that point I developed interest in so many things. Like I would have so many workshops while in college. I love sculpting. I love painting. I love illustration. I love films. I love games. So I think I spend a lot of time in things and I really need to cut it, if I need to, make more cosplays in a year. But it's just something I'm really passionate about. So yeah, I think you could say I love art in like all forms. And apart from that, like, and thankfully, I've been given the opportunity to earn from something that I really love.
Yeah.
I mean, once I started, when I won ICC last time, like I said, a lot of people started asking me, like, can you make this for us? Can you make this for us? And I was like, okay, this is something that I could probably do.
Yeah.
I started taking small cosplay commissions and making props and things for displays. But since then, I really started. I've actually set up my own business now, where I make props and I do art direction. I make props for TV shows and sets and display pieces for hotels and showrooms and everything. So my work and my cosplay is kind of like intermingled in itself.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I have a life separate from cosplay.
But that's like, interesting because that's your main passion, right?
Yeah, it is. And like cosplay is like 60-70% of my life. The rest of it is covered by like playing. But yeah, I do love traveling a lot, and that's something again which cosplay enables for me. I mean, like all my yearly plans, like I have a list of countries that I want to visit, and I find the events that are happening there. So I always plan my trip according to that. Yeah, I'll go to this country, I'll visit this event, because then I get to meet all my friends that are over there in that country. Yes. All the time over there. So yeah, cosplay is basically enabling everything in my life.
That is amazing. You're so like motivational.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samir, really, for like sharing your journey. Like,
thank you.
I'm inspired to cosplay like now.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the next ICC.
You're gonna be the first person I see. Thank you so much, Samir. Take care.
Thank you for talking to me. Yeah, same to you, and stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe.
Okay, bye.
And that was our reigning Indian champion of cosplay, Samir Bandela, taking us through his journey. You can check out his official handle, which is tagged with this video. And make sure to tell us what you guys would love to cosplay as and why. We'd love to hear from you. And do check out our other awesome panels that we have in this playlist. And we really hope you enjoyed this one from Comic Con India's Pop Culture Forum 2020, the digital edition, brought to you by Maruti Suzuki Arena. See you soon.
The new Vitara Brezza with a powerful 1.5-liter petrol engine.
Wow! Congrats, Papa! Yara, see? I also want stars.
Wishes are like little stars drifting away into the sky. I'll make you smile. I'll make you shine. You're every
Stars!
desire.
See every desire come true with the new Desire.